So just how's it feel to kind of, make history here, hosting a playoff game for the first time in Fort Wayne's football history?
There's a lot of emotion going through you right now. It's been a long, long road, man. I'm not going to lie. From when we first started at 0-8 to taking second in the region and getting to host our first playoff game ever. So
it's kind of hard to believe it.
Yeah, it's maybe it hasn't quite sunk in yet, but I don't know if we're finished yet. Like I still think they're still hungry for more, and so we get a bye week, and then we get to go kind of prepare for whoever we see in that first round of the playoffs.
At some point, one of our junior high coaches that come and help us on game day kind of said, "Good job, coach." And it's like they keep surprising me. It's like every week going into that game, you're just nervous. You're not sure how it's gonna play out. You're not sure if you're gonna be able to execute how you want. And man, it seems like we keep playing better.
The last 2 weeks, there's the way they've been locked in and focused, and what I love to hear and see out there is you can tell they're even diagnosing plays before they're even happening right now, and they're learning the game. It's exciting.
Just what'd you like about the performance tonight? Cashed in at over 100 rushing yards just in the first quarter, but then a lot of guys came through.
He's been unreal all year. I mean, he's been our heartbeat. He's our leader. He's our senior. He's been doing this for 4 years. It's really, really satisfying, I guess, for me and probably for Bish, because of what he went through with the knee last year. To see him play like at this level, man, it's that's special. He's a special kid. He's had great leadership that's got him there though too. He's had two of his brothers that played for us before us, and they were the same way. But it just seems like June, he's even took it up another notch, compared to them.
So. The hogs up front.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean,
they're knocking their butts off. Yeah. They're we call them we call that little group of O-linemen Geronimo. It's a native Apache warrior from way back when. And, going into war, he was so crazy that now Geronimo is something that you scream before you go do something crazy. And so that's something that the O-line that we live by. That Geronimo. We never say it unless it's game day. Because that's when we're gonna come out and we want to be crazy. And yeah, they're buying into that. They're blocking their butts off. That's for sure. Lots of guys ran the ball for a lot of yards today.
Yeah.
And it's all credit to them for sure.
And how about defensively? Not allowing any points until the fourth quarter.
You could tell they wanted that home playoff game. We knew that if we could essentially stop the run on them, that'd give us a good opportunity to win the game, and we did. The way our linebackers and up front, we rely on those front five to essentially stop the run, and then our back guys just know that we can't give up anything deep. And what I love to see is there was a play there where it seemed like we had all 8 guys at the ball, and we were flying to the ball, and there was a similar play last week where it just felt like, all right, now we're playing some football. Like, now we're getting it. Now they understand, what it takes to be at that, elite program level. I don't know if we're elite quite yet, but that's where you need to get to.
To be good defensively, you got to watch film. That's what you're saying. Like Travis said, in that game, there's many times you could hear our linebackers calling out the play before they ran. And you don't do that unless you're watching film. And as much, as a team, you're only going to get in there and watch film maybe once a week. So if guys really want to be a coach out there on the field and be able to see things and diagnose it before it happens, they got to be in there watching film on their own. And our guys are doing that. You can tell.
And how about Gray Bear, your running back? Just what has he been like? How important has he been to the team?
He's very important. We unfortunately lost probably who was going to be our starting running back last year. He transferred out, so we went into into a summer camp. We didn't know what we quite had at running back. We knew that he was going to be a big piece, and losing him, we knew it was going to take a little time to kind of figure that out. Senior, he's stuck it out 4 years for us. He's always just kind of been that guy where you're just like, all right, okay, we need this, and he's been the first one. Okay, I'll do it. Just an unselfish player. the one thing that you see, he's moving around. He's not just that running back. He's playing tight end. He's playing fullback. He's playing receiver. Like we can use him in a lot of different ways, and he's just willing to do it. What I love to see is like, he looks to go and make a block, and he's not afraid of that contact. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the strongest kid, but he's not afraid, and that's you kind of have to be a good football player.
I've told him his whole career, well, Kia, man, you're an overachiever. He's one of those tweeners. He's not big. He's not big enough for some things. He's not fast enough for other things. But he just finds a way to get the job done. And yeah, he's just unselfish. He never asks for anything. He just always does what you ask him. Yeah, you need those guys in football.
Early on, you guys were talking about how relatively inexperienced this team was, and playoffs was the goal. Just what were some of the keys to getting that relatively inexperienced group to make it this far?
I mean, we had such a good senior group.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
One thing I'll say is that these boys come to practice ready to work. If we get boys that come to practice every day, we're going to be competitive. I feel like every year for the playoffs. And this program is now in a spot where our boys come to practice every day, ready to go to work. So I feel like we're always going to be there competing for that playoff spot. That's my opinion.
Well, and let's think of the last group we had. We had some really, really good football players that showed them what it takes, and even showing up every day and doing everything the right way. It doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a playoff spot. I think of the last 2 years' teams, we've been a good team. I think we've been a playoff team. We didn't make the playoffs because of our region. Our region was tough, but these boys have been through it. They went through a Dalen Lefbear, a Dang, a Kylan,
They know what that process is
right.
supposed to look like.
And they showed up every day, and they went against them. So getting out here, I don't want to say it's easier, but
They're just fired up.
they're fired up for that. Yeah, they know what's at stake, and you got to get that experience with some of those guys. Tyler Black, the last 4 or 5 games, he's just been a totally different player than the first couple because he hadn't played in a while. And he got used to it, and he realizes, this is how the physicality of it, the speed of it, watching the film and everything like that. So we've always had good athletes, and once they started preparing for a football game, it's kind of helped build the program.
So playoffs are next up. You guys get a week off. Just what's the mindset going into the first playoff game?
That's a good question.
Part of me doesn't want to take a week off, to be honest with you, the way we've been playing recently. But it's always nice to get that extra rest. I think the body, it's been a long season. You're in 7 straight weeks of playing physical football. You can kind of get healthy and get your mind right, get back. It's gonna throw off the routine a little bit. So, but we'll have them ready to go practice. We can maybe get back to a little bit more technique, a little more drills, some fundamentals, and hopefully when you find out who you play, we can start scouting and preparing for that.